Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude तप्तकाञ्जन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुदे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् Hare Krishna. So, welcome all of you. So, once again, by Krishna's mercy, we are all meeting every Saturday. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for your association. Thank you for making me or giving me an opportunity to speak a Hari Katha this morning, basically. So, otherwise, I would have wasted my time for something else. So, you are also kind enough to engage me in this service. My special thanks to Raghavendra Prabhu for initiating this. So let's continue from where we stopped last week. Let me just screen share. Okay. Yes, there we stopped. Okay. So what were our discussion? Anybody can just give a glimpse of what we had discussed till now, very quickly. Something you remember. No need to give details, but what was how it started and how it is going. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji is started from the first sloka, which is spoken by the Dhritarashtra. He was
Yes.
asking what was happening in the battlefield to the Sanjay. Then from the second verse, we saw the Duryodhana diplomacy and his fear.
Very good.
And after that, we started the blowing of the conchshells, means we are going to start the battle, means we are going to enter in the battle. So we
Very
are
good.
just preparing for the battle.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes. So this in a very short nutshell, these are the themes of our discussion, starting from Dhritarashtra's query and Sanjay is replying, and that reply includes Duryodhana's diplomacy and his fear, and he's describing the armies of both the parties, right? He's describing about Pandava's army and also his army, and he's saying that my army is more stronger than Pandava's. In one way he's saying that, and then we are seeing now the battle is going to start. So there is a blowing of conch shells from both the sides, So started by Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha is not an ordinary person. We discuss about him, his qualities, and people may mistake him, but because he did not speak anything in Draupadi's bad incident which happened to her. But we already, I believe, we discussed that also, that was Krishna's desire, and Bhishma Pitamaha, being a pure devotee of Krishna, is ready to accept any reversals, any blasphemy. So that is the mood of a devotee. Devotees are always like that. Devotees always, pure devotees especially. When I say devotees, means pure devotees. Not every time, but now I was speaking about pure devotees. Pure devotees, they are always like this. They always wanted to glorify Krishna, or they always wanted to glorify other devotees, and they are ready to take up any kind of risk or any kind of blasphemy or any kind of miseries. So that is their mode. So in fact, that actually makes them great. This quality of these quality of pure devotees actually make them great, and Krishna himself give them much importance, and Krishna glorifies them. Such devotees. Yeah. So we have seen different conch shell. Bhishma Pitamaha blew his conch shell, and then Krishna and Arjuna, they are also blowing their own conch shell. So it is described that Krishna's and Arjuna's Shankha, how it is being described, is something different, right, from others. What is the terminology? What is the Sanskrit word used in the 14th verse about the conch shells of Krishna and Arjuna? Yes? Someone just look into the verse and let me know. Here it is. This is the verse. Yes?
Divya Shankho.
Yeah, thank you. Divyo Shankho. Divyo means transcendental. It's not ordinary. Thank you, Mataji. So, it's not ordinary Shankha. Divya. Divya means transcendental, or it's not from this material world. It's very special. Now, we will see. We did not. Okay, from here we need to start, right? Panchajanyam Rishikesho. Yes. Right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Okay. Verse number 15. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dhatmo Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikotaraha. Yes. Anybody would like to recite, please? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Panchajanyam Hishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Pondram Dadmo Mahashanka Bhimakarma Vrakodara.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Datmo Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikotaraha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. One more devotee can recite.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikotaraha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Somebody can read the translation also, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Neetu Mataji, now you can read. Next, we can Prabhu can read. Okay? Yeah. Translation, please read.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya Arjuna blew his the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called as Poundra.
Thank you. So
Hare
very
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here very beautifully the names of Conchshells are being mentioned in this verse. We can see 1, 2, 3, basically 3. 3 conchshell name is mentioned. Panchajanyam, Devadattam, and Poundram. So Panchajanyam conchshell is the name of Krishna's conchshell is Panchajanyam. Devadattam is Arjuna's conchshell, and Poundra is Vrikotara's conchshell. Who is Vrikotara? Bhima. Bhimasena's conchshell is Vrikotara is one of the name of Bhima, and Poundra is the conchshell's name of Bhima. Okay, so 3 conchshell has been mentioned. So what it says, the translation says, when Lord Krishna blew his conchshell called Panchajanya, Arjuna blew his Devadatta, Bhima the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks. So Bhima was so powerful, right? And he blew his terrific conchshell. See, so Bhima's qualities are, Bhima's strength is being mentioned here. Voracious eater. He eats a lot, but he is not eating in Tamogun, by the way. Huh? So what happens for normal people like us, there are people who eats a lot, but eating and sleeping only. After eating a lot, what they will do? What is the next activity? Next activity is sleeping. But Bhima is not like that. Bhima eats a lot, but he is a performer of Herculean task. If you tell him anything, he will do. Even if he can lift the mountains. He was so powerful. So he can do any kind of Herculean task. So not only he eats, he has so much strength actually. So his eating is not based on any gunas, because he's a devotee. And that is why here it's mentioned he blew his terrific conchshell, and he's one of first of all he's very powerful, and when he blew his conchshell, it was like terrifying the opposite party. Yes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, translation purport by our beloved Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha in this verse because he is the owner of all senses. The living entities are part and parcel of him, and therefore the senses of the living entities are also part and parcel of his senses. Very important point here. The meaning of the word Rishikesha is being mentioned here. Rishikesha is one of the name of Krishna. At the same time, what is the meaning of Rishikesha? Rishikesha means the owner of senses. Owner of senses means who is the controller of all the senses, or he is the master of all senses. So the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, and therefore the senses of living entities are all part and parcel of his senses. So basically, Krishna is actually controlling our senses basically, but the problem is that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamayavamsho Jiva Loke, we are all part and parcel of Krishna. But the thing is that now because we are forgetting Krishna, now our senses are being covered by so many other unwanted things. Actually, for a devotee, if he is surrendering to Krishna, then the senses will be in his control completely. Basically, it should be like that. Because if Krishna is Krishna's part and parcel means we actually belong to Krishna. Basically, part of something means we belong to that full, right? Part means that part belongs to something full, right? So that full is Krishna basically, and we are part. So part is completely in line or completely dependent on the full. Otherwise, part doesn't have any existence. For example, if you take the example of fire, there is a fire, there are sparks, fire sparks also, right? So we can see sparks will be coming sometimes from the fire. Sparks will just fly off. We have seen that, right? Fly off. So that when the spark is flying off, we can see that that spark also has the quality of the fire, right? But what is happening is that as long as this fire is as long as this fire spark is within the fire, it has got all the qualities of fire. But when it gets separated from that fire, after some time, what will happen? It will turn off, right? Spark will be put off automatically because it got separated from the fire. So likewise, we are also part of Krishna. So when we are connecting always with Krishna, then we are with Krishna, and then Krishna will take the charge of our senses, or not only senses, everything. But if you are trying to be away from Krishna, then other things will, the modes of material nature will comes and take the control. Anyway, those things we will see in the coming chapters. We have just started the Bhagavad Gita only. But anyway, that is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's purport. He begins the Bhagavad Gita. All the philosophies are included from the first chapter onwards. So it is so great actually. So if we are by the time we reach fourth or fifth chapter, we will be getting the complete crux or complete essence of Bhagavad Gita already. That is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Even before reaching the 18th chapter, we will get the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita before that itself, because he has given the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which is nothing but bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service. That bhakti's importance he is mentioning from the first chapter onwards through his purports. So we will come to know, we can study in that way. Okay. So here, I'm sorry, the impersonal is, okay, 1 second. The impersonalist cannot account for the senses of the living entities, and therefore they are always anxious to describe all living entities as senseless or impersonal. Okay, so what is being said here? See, there are some conception called as impersonalism. There is something called personalism and impersonalism. Impersonalism means, right from you can understand from the word itself, impersonal means there is no person, means there is no form. So the impersonalist, that is some school of thoughts. This impersonalist basically, they think that, or their understanding is that Krishna doesn't have a form like us. They say that we have some form, like we have a body, we have a form, right? All of us can, because we have a form, we are able to see each other. We are not voids, or we are not formless. We have a form. But this impersonalist will say that Krishna doesn't have a form. That is their conception. That is the wrong conception. Actually, Krishna has a form. So we have a form because we have got a form, because Krishna has a form. Otherwise, we will not get, because we are coming from Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna, right? So we have the qualities of Krishna. So Krishna definitely has a form. That is why we all have a form. But Krishna's form is different from our form, basically. We are having material body, which is made of Panchadat, or Panchabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. We will study that further in the 7th chapter. So our body is made up of all these material elements. But Krishna's body is not made up of material elements. His body is transcendental. Transcendental means spiritual, not made of any material things. So that is the difference. But he has a form that we need to understand. So impersonalism is, we cannot accept that philosophy actually. So the Lord, situated in the hearts of all living entities, directs their senses but he directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. And in the case of a pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. This is the point which we just discussed before. Hmm? See the Srila Prabhupada is giving in the 15th verse of the Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. He is speaking about the surrendering to Krishna. Surrendering to Krishna, Krishna is telling in the 18th chapter, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamegam Sharanam Vraja. There he says that please surrender. Arjuna, even if you forget everything, no problem, you just surrender to me, I will take care of you. But Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that here in the first chapter of the 15th verse itself. See the beauty. So that is why I mentioned, even though if we are studying only one purport of Prabhupada, we will get the important points. We will get the crux of our of Bhagavad Gita basically. So that's the beauty. Yeah. So here he says, Lord is situated in everybody's heart. So Krishna is there in our heart. That all of us know. All of us should know. We are functioning. We, in the sense, first of all, we need to understand we are not this body. We have something, or this external covering what we have, which we see, which we call as this Prabhu, that Mataji, or this whatever, male, female, animal, plants, human being, God, demigods, or Rakshasas, or whatever we call with designations. So these designations are basically based on the body, the external body. But actually we are not body, we are all spirit souls. So this is the first teaching in Bhagavad Gita. In the second chapter we will study that. So this spirit soul is the part and parcel of Krishna basically. So in the first sentence, second sentence Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that living entities are part and parcel. So what is that? What does it mean actually? Here the living entities means the actual identity of a living entity is soul, not the body. Because we have different bodies, different kinds of body. Our looks are different, our nature is different, our behavior is different, everything is different. But spiritually, if we see, all of us are spirit souls. All of us, each and everybody sitting, not only in the class, the entire 8 billion population, not only them, all the demigods, all the Rakshasas, everybody, including plants, including the animals, everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, and all of them are living entities, and this living entity means the soul. The identification should be on the soul platform, not on a bodily platform. Okay, this is we need to understand. So here, then further Srila Prabhupada says that the Lord is situated in everybody's heart. So we need to understand now. We means is everybody's heart means we have a body now, externally body. We can see a body. We have a body. So there is a heart also. Not only heart, we have so many different organs. So our actual identity, we already mentioned that we are souls. Then where is that soul, by the way? Where is that soul situated? So basically the scripture says soul is very, very subtle. Sukshma, very subtle. So we can't locate soul just like that. Just like we are saying that this bottle of water is placed here. So I can see the bottle, I can touch the bottle, I can drink water from it. So we can locate it. And we can say that heart is on the left side, kidney is on the lower abdomen. We can see that our spinal cord is on the back. We can say that our eyes are here, our ears are here. We can locate these things, right? Because these are not subtle things. These are gross. So because of that nature, we are able to see. But can we locate our mind? No, mind also we cannot locate because mind is also subtle. Can anybody locate that where is the intelligence? Actually we can't. Intelligence is also subtle. We may say, somebody will say that it is in the brain, but intelligence is not, we cannot say that it is in the brain actually. It's very, very subtle actually. Okay, brain has some function of controlling or managing the things, remembrance and so many intelligence factors and all. But We can't say that it is in the brain basically. Or also mind, if you see, we cannot say that mind is in the heart, or mind is in the region of heart, or mind is somewhere in the abdomen, or mind is somewhere on the right side, left side of my body. No, actually mind is very subtle. So mind is where, so what we are thinking. Mind has a quality actually. It is a mind. The mind's qualities are thinking, feeling, and willing. These are three things we are doing. We think, we feel something, right? That feelings are there, and willing. Willing means we willing to do something, or that kind of nature. So these properties are actually uh, belongs to mind. Actually, mind is functioning based on this thinking, feeling, and willing. So it is said that mind, we can't locate mind in any part of the body, but at the same time we can say that mind is if you are thinking about India now, if you are thinking about Vrindavan, if you are thinking about Navadvip, we are thinking about any other places in India, then our mind is actually there because we are thinking about that place. So basically the mind is now has gone to that particular place, Vrindavan, or any place, Guruvayur, or any place. So likewise, if you are thinking about the United States, then our mind is now has in the United States. So like that. So we can't locate. So it's very subtle. So what to speak of soul? Soul is much, 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 much more subtler and subtler and subtler than even mind. Much, much, much subtler and subtler than intelligence also. Very, very subtle. And mind and intelligence is not spiritual actually. That is made of again material elements only, but it is subtle in nature. But soul is very, very subtle, but it is not made of any material elements. It is completely spiritual. So that is our actual identity, and that soul is present in our body. That is why our body is functioning. Without soul, body will not function. For example, we are seeing people when they die. What is happening? When they die, we are saying that we are seeing their body, right? Right in front of us, we are seeing the body. A body is lying there. Then what happened to him? Or what happened to her? So we may say that his or her heart, heart is not functioning, it has stopped. So is it because of heart has stopped? Of course, heart will stop. Not only heart, all the organs will stop. What is happening is that soul present in the body is leaving the body. That is what is happening during death. It is not that heart is stopping first, because of that we are or not getting enough breathe. There is so much of oxygen here. Are we short of any oxygen? No. So people may say that breathing problem, died. Actually what is happening is that when they die, the soul is leaving the body. Then what will happen? The body will be dead. Because the reason why we are all active, the reason why we are having consciousness, the reason why we have life is only because of that soul. Because that soul is eternal, we can say that. It is ever fresh, ever green. It is eternal. Means it will not die, it cannot be killed, it cannot be destroyed. No. Soul is always present, or it is always existing. So because of that soul, we have the consciousness basically. We have our bodies functioning, we are able to speak, we are able to hear, we are able to do the things. Otherwise, we are dead bodies. So what we are seeing outside is actually dead matter, by the way. We are able to lift our hand, do the things, speak, is only because we have the soul is inside still. The moment soul is leaving, we are dead, because this will not function. The point is that Srila Prabhupada is saying here, the Lord situated in the heart of every living entity. So in every living entity's body, we should understand that definitely there is soul. And That is Krishna's part and parcel, we already said. And that soul is not alone there. So there is somebody else also sitting next to him, next to that soul. That is called as super soul. Super soul is also called as Paramatma. Paramatma is Krishna. So that is why Srila Prabhupada is saying that Lord situated in the hearts of all living entities. So Krishna as Paramatma is also sitting in the heart of the living entity. Why it is heart? Now we will be asking. Now just before we said that we cannot locate the soul or any even the mind itself. Then why it is heart? The reason is that again scripture says soul is present in our body. It is somewhere in the region of the heart, the location. It is somewhere in the region of the heart. This is what scripture says. That is why it is said that heart. Okay, and Krishna is Paramatma also sitting there somewhere in the region of the heart, near to the soul. They are both sitting like. Again, scripture says that it is like two birds sitting in one branch of tree. That is the example given in the scriptures, like one super soul and one soul. So, what is the role of the soul? Soul is actually, because of the soul, body is functioning. Super soul he is just Krishna is accompanying us actually. So Krishna is present in the animals. Krishna is present in because soul is present in the animals. Super soul is present in the animals. Similarly, the plants, the trees, and every living entity, everywhere Krishna is there. So that is why it is said that. So here, so super soul or Krishna has a role to play. So Krishna, for a devotee, Krishna will take the control. That is why he said, Krishna is in the hearts of all living entities, and he has the power of directing the senses. All our senses he can actually control. But he says he directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. So in terms of surrender. So depending upon of our surrenderance to Krishna, this direction by Krishna differs, or the guidance what we will get from Krishna will differs. If we are worshipping Krishna, if we are surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna will take the charge of everything, including our senses, including everything. He is going to guide us basically. That is the case of a pure devotee. That is what Srila Prabhupada says. In terms of surrender of a living entity, and in the case of a pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. But for a normal person, what will happen? Who has not surrendered to Krishna, who has not, who doesn't have any faith in Krishna, who doesn't have any faith in bhakti or any spiritual things, then again Krishna is there, but Krishna will not directly involve in the in the controlling of their activities basically, because they wanted to do by their own, because they are very selfish. They have their own likes and dislikes, so they don't want to surrender to Krishna. Even some people don't believe also that God is existing, right? Krishna is there helping them, trying to help them. Krishna is giving them food, Krishna is giving them shelter, Krishna is giving them water, he is giving them air, everything he is doing. He is trying to help them in different ways. But that person or doesn't like or doesn't want to follow, right? So for those people, Krishna will be like a neutral person. He will not interfere. Okay, I am sitting there because Krishna has to be there in the heart. Krishna has to be there in the body. Otherwise, even the atheists, even the people who are against Krishna, they also cannot work or they cannot do anything, because without Paramatma, without soul and without super soul, no existence, or we can't live, or everything will be dead matter only. So Krishna has to be there, but he will be neutral. He will not be speaking anything. He will be just sitting there, seeing what are the things this person is doing. So that is the point. So if we are surrendering to Krishna, then Krishna will take care of the senses, take charge of the senses. So here on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord directly controls that transcendental senses of Arjuna, and thus his particular name of Rishikesha. So that is why Rishikesha name is mentioned here. See, even a word, a name, Krishna has billions of names, or we can even say numbers. So many names he has. So particularly the Rishikesha is being mentioned here because there is something, some meaning is there, because there is going to be war, battle is going to happen in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Krishna is directly, because Arjuna is a pure devotee, he is going to take the control of Arjuna's senses. That is why Rishikesha is being mentioned. And even even Arjuna's senses is mentioned as transcendental. See, what does it mean? Because Arjuna is not an ordinary person. Arjuna is a pure devotee. That is why a devotee's senses also will be adindriya or transcendental. Yeah. Because he is completely surrendered to Krishna. He is a devotee, like that. The Lord has different names according to his different activities. So this point we mentioned now. For example, his name is Madhusudana because he killed the demon of the name Madhu. Because, this is straightforward. His name is Govinda because he gives pleasure to the cows and to the senses. So, Govinda is another name of Krishna. Go has many meanings actually. So, one of the meaning of go is cows. And one of the meaning of go is and we are this go, you have to think Sanskrit Govinda, not go, basically, because we are reading the translation. So Govinda, in the Govinda name, go means could be cows, it could be senses. Senses also, another meaning of senses. Go is actually in Sanskrit, it has a meaning called senses. And there are many more meanings. We are not going to that basically now. And go sometimes means Govardhan. Go means Goloka. Go means Gokula. Go means even the waves of waves of water also called as go. There are many meanings actually as per Sanskrit. So now here in this context, Srila Prabhupada is saying that his name is Govinda because he gives pleasure to cows and to the senses. So two meanings we already said. Cows and senses. Two meanings of go. So Govinda means one who is either it could be one who is giving pleasure to the cows or one who is giving pleasure to the senses. Our senses, our senses. His name is Vasudeva. Again another name because he appeared as the son of Vasudeva. His name is Devagi Nandana because he accepted Devagi as mother. His name is Yashoda Nandana because he awarded his childhood pastimes to Yashoda at Vrindavana. His name is Partha Saradi because he worked as a charioteer of the friend of Arjuna. Similarly, his name is Rishikesha because he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield. So now, I hope all of you understood why Rishikesha is being mentioned in the verse in this verse. Because Krishna is going to give direction to Arjuna here. So that is why very specifically Krishna's Rishikesha name is mentioned. Here. Arjuna is referred to as Dhananjaya in the verse. Again, Arjuna's name is mentioned as Dhananjaya. See? Devadattam Dhananjaya. Right? So, because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditures for different sacrifices. So, when Yudhishthira Maharaj did so many fire sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yagya and so many other Yagyas he did. So, for that, so much money is required, so much wealth is required actually, because so many arrangements need to be done, so many brahmanas are required, so many charity to be given, so many things are there. So for performing that sacrifice, Arjuna, he was helping Yudhishthira Maharaj to get the wealth, to perform the sacrifices. So that is why he has a name called Dhananjaya. Dhana means the wealth, and Jaya means who has conquered or who has conquered the wealth, So that is why he has a name Dhananjaya. Similarly, Bhima is known as Vrukotara because he could eat voraciously and he could perform Herculean tasks such as killing the demon Hidamba. Hidimba. Again, we already spoke about Bhima. Bhima's Vrikotara. Vrikotara means one who eats a lot, but he is not just eating. He can do anything. He can perform any big, humongous tasks. And he has killed many demons also, like Hidimba and so many. So Srila Prabhupada says the particular types of conch shells blown by different personalities on the side of Pandavas, beginning with the lords, were all very encouraging to the fighting soldiers. So basically, when the conch shells are blown, it is a sign that the war is going to start, because everybody is ready to fight in the battlefield, right? So it's an encouragement for all the fighting soldiers. But not only that, this is not an ordinary conch shell, right? So everything is transcendental. Krishna's conch shell and Pandava's conch shell, very very transcendental. So everybody was getting encouragement. On the other side, there were no such credits, nor the presence of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Director, nor that of Goddess of Fortune. So they were predestined to lose the battle, and that was the message announced by the sounds of the conch shells. So this is the meaning actually, because when Krishna and the Pandavas blew the conch shell, it is giving a sign that that they are going to win. Because Srila Prabhupada says, and we know that Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. Wherever Krishna is there, Goddess of Fortune is there, Lakshmi Devi is there, or the fortune will be there where Krishna is present, not with the other parties. So it is very evident that Kauravas are going to lose the battle and Pandavas are going to win the battle, because Krishna is present with is with Pandavas. So all this sounds of transcendental conch shells of Krishnas and Pandavas actually is giving a message that this is going to be, that was the sound of victory actually. Yeah, that is what Srila Prabhupada is saying here. So let's go to next verses 16 to 18. If anybody has any questions, you can just park it and we can discuss after the discussion. All right. अनंत विजयम राजा कुंदीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलसह देवश्च सुघोषा मणिपुष्पको काश्यश्च परमेश्वास शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्च पराजितः द्रुपदो द्रुपतेयश्च सर्वशा पृथ्वीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहु Shankhan Dadmu Pratak. Any one devotee can recite the verse. Two verses each. Sorry, how many verses are there? 3 verses. So 3 devotees can recite one verse, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira Nakula Sadevascha Shughosha Maripushpukao.
Thank you, Prabhu. Someone else, second verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Kashyascha Parameshwa Saha Sikandischa Maharata Drishtodyana Vratascha Satya Kaparjita. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Raju Prabhu. Yes. Next verse. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Drupado Draupadiyaschа Sarvasha Prithivipade Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmu Pratak. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Somebody can recite read the translation, please.
King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell. The Ananta Vijaya and Nakula and Sahadev blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikandi, Dristadumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Draupada, the sons of Draupadi and others O king, such as mighty arm son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conches. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So now Yudhishthira's consul's name is Ananta Vijaya, and Nakula's consul is Sughosha, and Sahadeva's consul's name is Mani Pushpaka. So Panjajanyam Krishna, and Devadatta is Arjuna's, Poundra is Bhima's, Ananta Vijaya is Yudhishthira's, Sughosha is Nakula's, Mani Pushpaka is Sahadeva's. The great archer of King Kashi, the another personality, then Shikhanti, Drishtidumna, Virata, Satyagi, Drupata, then sons of Draupadi Devi, then O king, such as mighty arm son of Subhadra, Subhadra Devi's son, Abhimanyu, and all of them. All of them blew their conchshells, respective conchshells. So, Srila Prabhupada's translation purport: Sanjay informed King Dhritarashtra very tactfully that his unwise policy of deceiving the sons of Pandu and endeavoring to enthrone his sons on the seat of kingdom was not very laudable. The signs already clearly indicated that whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in that great battle, beginning with the grandsire Bhishma, down to the grandsons like Abhimanyu and others, including kings from many states of the world. All were present there, and all were doomed. The whole catastrophe was due to the king Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his sons. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that in the purport, Sanjaya is informing Dhritarashtra, right? Because the question was asked by Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya is replying to Dhritarashtra, speaking what is happening in the battlefield, and actually we can see this different signs of victory from the Pandava side. We can see that, and it is very clear that indicates actually Sanjay also knew, because Sanjay is a devotee. Sanjay is a disciple of Vyasadeva actually, because Vyasadeva is Krishna's incarnation. Vyasadeva is not an ordinary person. So Vyasadev's disciple means Sanjay is very qualified. That is why he is able to envision what is happening in the battlefield, even though he is sitting in the palace with Dhritarashtra, right? So Sanjay is indirectly telling Dhritarashtra that your sons are going to lose because all victory signs are there with the Pandavas because Krishna is present with them. So indirectly that is being already indicated. And Srila Prabhupada is saying that many people are going to be killed in the battlefield, and why then all this battle is happening because of Dhritarashtra. That is why Srila Prabhupada is saying, because he was encouraging Duryodhana to have the battle. He is the father. He could have stopped Duryodhana. He did not do that. He was encouraging to have this war. Even Krishna tried his best to not to, go. He requested not to have war, but they were not ready to listen actually. Anyway, so everything, because Dhritarashtra is the eldest of the Kurus at that time, so he had the power to stop the war also, but he did not do that. He was basically encouraging the sons. Yeah, one more verse. Saghosha dhartarashtranam hridyani vyadarayat nabhascha pravrittim chaiva tumulobhyanu nadayan. Yes, somebody can recite the verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Saghosho dhatarashtanam hridayani vyadharyatam abhascha prathivim chaivo tumulo abhyanu nadayanam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Somebody please read the translation. Sorry. Yes, please.
The blowing of this. You can continue.
Raju Prabhu, you would like to read?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So different conch shell sound we have seen, right? Different blowing of conch shells. It has become it is like vibrating in the sky and the earth. So many conch shells, and it is said that it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Mm. All the because after hearing the conch shells, the transcendental conch shells sound of all the Pandavas, that was shattering Dhritarashtra's sons, mean Duryodhana and Pati. When Srila Prabhupada's purport, Prabhupada ki jai, when Bhima and the others on the side of Duryodhana, when Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of Pandavas. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that when Bhishma and others blew the conch shell, that did not create any impact on the Pandavas. But when Pandavas were blowing the conch shells, it was shattering. It was, creating some problems with the Kauravas, basically. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. That is the point. Krishna is with Pandavas. That is what is being highlighted here. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. This is the point, take home point from Srila Prabhupada's purport. One who is taking the shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna, nothing to fear, even in the midst of great calamity. Whatever is going to happen, if we have complete faith in Krishna, then actually we are not worried. We will not be worried because Krishna will take care of that person. Nothing to fear. See, the problems in this world is basically all material problems. Whatever we are facing, all the problems, it could be diseases, it could be it could be financial crisis, it could be something else, some other tension, stress, but all because of our conditioning. There is no relation with the spiritual, our identity, basically. So all these miseries and problems are for our body only, which includes two kinds of body, gross body and the subtle body. Subtle body we already discussed, mind, intelligence and false ego is the subtle body, and the gross body is whatever we are seeing now with hands and legs and eyes and all this. So these two, either gross or subtle body, both are material, made of metal elements. So all the problems in this world will affect this subtle or gross body. That's all. Means the material, but nothing is happening to our spirit, soul, actually. Nothing is happening to the spirit soul, basically. So that is the point. If you are taking shelter of Krishna completely, then he or she has nothing to fear, because Krishna is there to protect them in any calamity. So protection doesn't mean that he has to protect the body only. Protection can be in different ways. It could be protecting the body, it could be protecting our consciousness, basically. Means how to protect, what is the meaning of that? Protecting the consciousness. Because now all of us are sitting here trying to hear about Krishna or trying to understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How we are getting this inspiration? Because Krishna sitting in our heart. Here we mentioned that, we have read that Srila Prabhupada's purport, right? Krishna sitting in our heart is inspiring us to do this, and because of that we are doing, right? So if we are surrendering to him, so if we are accepting him and he is directing us, now we are sitting here. Similarly, when any problem comes also, he problem could be any material problem, no problem, that's okay. The protection could be in different ways basically. So protecting the body is one protection, and protecting our consciousness is different, because that is very important. For example, if Krishna is not protecting our consciousness, then we will not be sitting here now for the class. He is helping us to do some spiritual activities, so he is protecting. Otherwise we would have used this 1 hour for something else, hearing something, watching a movie or watching some unwanted videos or TV or whatever it is. So he is helping to protect the consciousness also. So his protections can be in different levels, actually, protecting our consciousness, protecting our body, or it could be anything. So we have to see in that way. So when Srila Prabhupada or anybody says that I will give you protection, doesn't mean that only the body is protected. In different level, our bhakti is getting protected. He will protect our bhakti. That we will not lose the bhakti. Whatever we have gained, he will ensure that is protected. Nobody can do anything. We will not be losing that. So likewise, so different ways we can understand this. All right. Okay. So now from 20th verse onwards, we are going to the next theme, which is Arjuna is now will be observing the army. Okay, so that we can see Krishna willing in the next class. Okay, so thank you, dear devotees, for your association and patience and enthusiasm to study Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki jai. All glories to all devotees of Krishna. All glories to all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.